there were so many moments in that game where I'm so proud of our football team and the way we responded, the way we fought back. And, we faced a lot of adversity and overcame it. And then we did, and then, mistakes and turnovers, penalties. There's a lot of things that you're not very proud of. So, the bottom line is I greatly appreciate our team's approach, the way they worked, the way they did things throughout the weeks leading up to this, the way they were down here, and the way they fought and played a very tough game. And, coaching-wise, I think there's a lot of things that we could do a lot better, and we need to get to that. We got to have a strong off-season. You can't, have so many negative yardage plays, runs that are not giving them a chance to get going, taking sacks, putting the ball on the ground, penalties, a lot of things that are on us as a staff. But I love, this team. I wish for their sake we could have ended it with a great win. And it was a very difficult loss. But, again, this team is a team that I love and appreciate the way they've handled things. So we'll move on from there.
Marcus, what did you tell them after going through so many emotions in the fourth quarter?
Well, just that. I mean, I told them after, we went down. I said, guys, we're still going to win this game, with some guys that had some plays that affected it, that, I said, hang in there. And sure enough, those things came true. We had an opportunity to bounce back and score and put us in a position to win the game. And so, again, very proud of that part of it.
John Hale with the Lexington Herald Leader. Mark, your defense only gave up 13 points on 4 possessions that started inside your own 40 there, but then the last drive they drove down the field. Was that fatigue? Was it going too conservative, prevent there? How do you think that last drive
Well,
went?
you could always we will always second-guess ourselves on calls on certain things. I mean, we get the pressure, we get the intentional grounding. The next play really hurt us. It gave them an opportunity to get it to fourth and manageable there. Obviously, that's a play that'll haunt us for a while. We're down, our 2 top corners at that point, and you try to do some things and play some coverages that can protect them. We had nickel that was inexperienced that could have cut underneath it, and just whatever. But we could play better. We could call defense better. You can easily, we will second guess ourselves on that one.
Mark, Devin's turnovers there in the fourth quarter, was that a case of doing too much? What did you see on those plays, I guess?
Well, I mean, the last one, is what it is. Another tip, the strip sacks fumble was, inexcusable. You got to tuck the ball at that point. You had people all around him, and it's trying to create, trying to make something happen, but we got to protect the ball on the fumble. You can't do that. Give them all the momentum at that point in time. But I think a little bit of everything. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
I know that obviously you're thinking about this game right now, but you're also losing guys like Ray and Devin and some of those seniors who've been here a while. What have they meant to this program, and going out like this is probably pretty tough for them as well?
Well, it's very heartbreaking for me to see them go out this way, but I just told them that in the locker room, that for all the guys that are playing for Kentucky for the last time, that we love them and appreciate them and everything that they've done for our program. They have laid it on the line for us. I told you day one, and I've stayed consistent through this, that I really like this team. I like coaching them. I wish we could have had a different outcome here. We had an opportunity to finish really strong and try to get 2 W's against 2 ranked teams and fought our way to put ourselves in a position. And it's a game of inches and yards and a play here, a play there. And so it's a tough one.
Ryan Black with the Courier-Journal. Mark, I guess I'd be remiss just not to ask about how good Barryon was, scoring 3 different ways, and just what a threat he was, but just kind of as an all-purpose threat today.
Yeah, I think, that's part of it, with offensively, we needed to try to have some balance. And, I think Ray made a great run early, and then, throughout a big portion of the game, there was just too many of those runs again where there's 0 yardage, and putting us in predictable pass. But, with Barryon, and that's kind of tough because we really want to be mixed on first and second, putting them in a bind, first, second. And actually, I think the third touchdown was a second down play action, when they went to a simulated pressure. Much to your point earlier, we could, go to one of our simulated pressures and we split them on it. It's the double-edged sword, clouding outside, giving them verticals, taking away verticals, giving them the outside. It's kind of the game, that you play. But certainly some explosive plays.
Nick Roush, KSR, you had 8 sacks. We're really getting after Klubnik all day. What was going well for the pass rush?
Well, I think, some of the movement, was a big thing. Some of the games, some of the simulated pressures, putting it all together was going well. I think, some of the run games, some of the GT, the gap schemes that they were running, hurt us and split us a few times that we got to get straight.
Mark, you mentioned at the beginning, it's a critical offseason coming up. Just after the way the last 2 seasons ended with the SEC changing, how big is the next few months for determining what this program is going to look like in a new SEC?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, the offseason is huge right now. It's free agency, and you have to make sure you're putting yourself in a position to make your team better. I think we have a very good football team. We're putting together for next year that we're going to try to keep on adding pieces to. But I think we have an opportunity to have a very good team, and we just got to stay the course and adapt to the way things are, and continue to bring in great transfers like Ray and the others that we have, and guys that fit our culture, and continue to give us a chance to win.
Clayton Freeman with Florida Times Union. We noticed on the kickoff return that Barryon had for the touchdown. Was there anything particular that you were able to pinpoint in Clemson's kick coverage that made that success for you?
No, Barryon made a very good run on that one. The time before, he was very close to bringing that one out. I think he made a good decision. There was very good hang time. The one he actually ran back, there was good hang time on. Whereas our kick coverage team struggled, but we were not kicking the ball very good. And against good teams and good returners, if you hit, balls with not hang time on them like that and low kicks, and it puts and one of them kicked opposite direction of what we called. That's not good, so we got to kick the ball better. But no, I don't think there's anything we really identified. We've done a nice job on kickoff return for a good portion of the year. When you have a guy like Barryon that can really has the speed and can make somebody miss, he's a threat.
Mark, I think all of us were trying to catch our breath throughout that fourth quarter. How did you keep everybody calm for that wild roller coaster?
Well, I think there's a fine line there, and there's also there's some mistakes that we made as well, that we got to get corrected, and you got to you could always second guess yourself on whether I could take a timeout and get the defense a little bit of rest and make sure we're putting ourselves in a position, but you want to keep that clock moving as well for them. But it was a heck of a football game. I mean, and I would be remiss if I didn't recognize Dabo and the job that he's done, and winning 5 straight, and his team is a very good football team. It's very well coached. It's a great organization, and they played a very good game. We both did, and they made a few more than us to win it, and credit them.
Mark, back here, you've talked multiple times about keeping that big man happy. Number 0, Walker, he was big time today. How are you impressed with how he continues to improve and continues to make even greater marks on the game.
Well, I think, as I've told you guys many times, what's probably more impressive, well, the way he plays is impressive, but the way he leads, the way he practices, the energy that he brings every day, the leadership that he shows is most critical to our program, and he's a big piece of, the continuity in the defense, and we played a good portion of that game very well. Like you said, we dug deep, and it showed the character of Dion and a lot of the defensive guys when we got put in bad situation time and time again to rise up and to hold them out, and just came up a couple plays short there at the end. Thank you.